Good morning, everybody. Okay, we're going to try this again. I have done this 4 times now. Yeah, it's definitely a Monday. Can't you tell? Okay, welcome to the channel, guys, or welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Jennifer, aka Jen's Creations, and I am working on canvas called Disney Ensemble from it's from Amazon. Well, we're gonna try this and see what happens. It's from Amazon, but it has been on um you can also get it on Heartful Diamonds, and I bought it off of Amazon. It's a 70 by 100 centimeters, and let me tell you, this thing is big. Those of you that have watched me do this, you know, I put it aside for a while, and then I picked it back up just recently. And it's originally for my daughter Miranda. She loves Disney princesses, you name it. And I'm getting ready, if you guys can see, I'm getting ready to start on Ariel. And here she is, right here. I've already done Flounder, which is back here. So, yeah, so we're going to start, you know, diamond painting and drilling it. You all can listen to me ramble on. I've recorded this video 3 times. I'm about to give up because I'm gonna tell you. I have OBS and I tried to record it and I tried to upload it and I don't know why it won't work. Maybe I'm not doing something right. I don't know. I've been looking for a tutorial on YouTube, and all the ones that I found, I just can't. Maybe it's me. Maybe I just don't have the right program to go on my laptop to do this. I don't know. Sorry, I need some coffee. So I'm getting frustrated. I mean, I can probably use it to do live stream. So I'm going to test that out this week, and we'll see, because I have a live on Wednesday, stitching live, that where I have started showing, or basically it's basically a tutorial, but you know, after talking with Mrs. Coffee, and again, thank you, Mrs. Coffee, for, you know, helping, you know, brainstorming and coming up with this idea, and you know, and I'm thrilled. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but anyway, so I every Wednesday I will be doing a tutorial, or I will be just stitching. And you guys can, you know, if I can get OBS to work on YouTube to stream, you will be able to see my face. As a matter of fact, when I was recording this video, or recording the first version of this video, I had it so that you could see my face. But for some ungodly reason, don't ask me, as I said, I'm totally, yeah, I am not, definitely not, technical savvy. Yeah, I'm not good with technology. The only thing I can really do is operate my laptop and, you know, record a video, you know, and yeah, doing all this other stuff. There needs to be some kind of a class or something, a live class or something, or I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it's just Monday, and this is the 3rd video. So, you know, let's hope this works. It should, because I'm recording it through. Anyhow, so that being said, I hope everyone had a good weekend. My weekend was pretty good. You know, didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, I did, do my live yesterday, and I did, just, and I didn't, of course, I waited until Saturday to put my tree up. And I think that's another reason why I've been feeling the way I've been feeling lately. And I finally got that up. And lo and behold, wouldn't you know, as soon as I get the tree up, I'm sitting there and I'm like, where's the stupid string of lights? And I couldn't remember. And I don't remember. Truthfully, I don't remember that they broke. Apparently they burnt out, and I didn't realize this, and apparently I just went ahead and chunked them. And so I'm sitting through, I have like 3 totes. One that's, Christmas ornaments. The other, Christmas decorations that I put up around the living room. And I couldn't remember what I did with them. And I was like, seriously? Couldn't find them. Have no clue. So, yeah. So, got to get lights. And and I really, truthfully, I was kind of hesitant about putting the tree up because I just haven't been feeling, the spirit. I think part of it is because, as you guys know, and I've probably said this, I don't know how many times, and you're probably getting tired of hearing me saying it. This time of the year just kind of sucks for me. And so I put it up for the kids because, that's why I put it up for the kids. And, well, now it's just basically, Sky that I put it up for. But, he helped me put it up. And it's not that I'm not in the spirit. I don't even know how to describe it. And I've been feeling some kind of way about it. And I wasn't going to put it up. I just really wasn't. And so finally, when I did, and I realized, okay, the lights are missing. What the heck? So I, yeah. So Wednesday, when I go out to, find this one present that, Sky wants, if I can find it, um, I'm going to get a new string of lights. So, yeah. Yeah. And and definitely it's Monday, and I'm ready to like scream, and so it's one of those days, guys. And usually I don't really have a screwed up Monday. Usually, it's pretty. But I think because, like I said, I think because it's closer to Christmas, it's it's gonna cause it's gonna be issues for me, because yeah. So, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that, I don't know. It's, don't mind me. I'm having a moment, I guess. But anyway, this week has been kind of, I don't want to say a roller coaster because it hasn't. It's just been, I think part of it, again, it comes back, I think, yeah, it's time. They're ready. The boys, especially Skylar, is ready for, um, the winter break, and so is Justin. And, they've been been off kind of lately. And so I think everybody's just ready to relax and, you know, do their thing, and which is fine. So it's been, and I've been stressing about, presents, because I, I always try, to buy things that I know that they're going to, want, or they're going to enjoy, even though, you know, no, it's not always something that they want. So the other night I was sitting in a recliner, and it was like, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock, and I was getting ready to go to bed. And I think it was Friday night. I think I had just come out of Mrs. Coffee's live. I can't remember. And Justin comes into the living room, and he hands me my Christmas list. Now, mind you, every year, you know, that's one of my traditions. They always write their Christmas list out. If they don't write it ahead of time, you know, like in June or whatever, they always, you know, give it to me at least at the end of October. Well, he didn't give me his. And he comes out with it, and he's like, here's my Christmas list, Mom. I was like, okay. So I was sitting there, and he's standing there. You know, I guess he was waiting for me to, like, you know, comment or something. And I'm looking at it, and my mouth just went straight to the floor, because I don't know why it is that when your kids, and I mean, you know, somebody else can probably agree with me. Somebody else can probably tell me, you know, give me feedback on that. You know, I mean, is it just me? Or is it when your kids get older, they want more expensive crap? I mean, seriously? So I'm looking at it, and first thing that I see is he wants a tablet. And I said, why do you want a tablet? And he says, well, those of you that know, he does have a gaming channel. He hasn't done a whole lot with it, just because he he really hasn't, his phone, you know, for some reason he can't, I don't know. And I just looked at him, and I was like, okay, so what's the laptop for? And he wants a laptop. And he says, well, you won't let me use the desktop. And I said, it's not that I won't let you use it, son. It's that there's something seriously wrong with, you know, it doesn't, I don't, it's slow. And, you know, I've done everything I can to it. I've, you know, I've cleaned it off. And, you know, I guess he doesn't understand that part. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is the kid that, you know, helped me set up my YouTube channel when I started doing FlussTube. And he knew more then than, you know, I did. And now it seems like I know more than he does. It's you know, it's crazy. So I just looked at him, and I was like, okay, why do you want, you know, and he's like, well, I can't, some reason when he goes to record a video or something on his phone, or, you know, whatever, he has a hard time, I guess it doesn't upload or something, I don't know, or he doesn't have enough space. And I was like, okay, so what are you telling me? And he said that's why I need, or why he wants the laptop or the tablet. Now, mind you, I have 2 tablets. I've been kind of hesitant about letting him use. Okay, wait a minute. Seriously? There was. Okay, maybe it wasn't. I'm losing it, people. You know, I've been kind of hesitant. Not saying that I don't trust him, because, you know, it's not that. It's, you know, he has a habit of, you know, using my stuff, and either I don't get it back, or it goes missing in his room. His room is the dark hole. Literally, a dark hole. And I'm serious. And, you know, so I looked at him, and I was like, well, you know, I'd say you could use my iPad Pro, but I just don't want you to screw it up. And he was like, will it work? It works for me when I record. And I said, but I haven't recorded on it lately. Well, he point blank turns around and says, but I want to use your Samsung. Now, those of you that follow my floss tube know that I just recently downloaded the app Pattern Keeper. I had to give a separate, I had to have an Android device because it's not available on any Apple store yet. So I went out and I bought one for myself. And, I used my PayPal card, blah, blah, blah. And I did that. I got one, pretty, it wasn't expensive. And so that's what I did. And because I was told, to use the money for myself, which, eventually, I mean, here in a couple of weeks, I will be showing you guys how to use those of you that do stitch and do watch my floss tube. I will be doing a tutorial on Pattern Keeper, and you guys will see, Anyway, so he kind of got, excuse my language, pissy. And I just looked at him and I said, son, I get it, I get it because, I totally understand. Well, he kind of started, making me feel, I don't want to say, guilty or whatever, because, I've spent, money on my channel trying to get, where I want to get, and I'm still trying. I'm still have things that I need to do for my channel. And, he's like, well, it's not fair. So I told him, I said, you know what? I said, let me think about it. I said, I might, let you use my iPad. I haven't decided. And I told him point blank, I said, but I'm going to tell you now, you break it or, whatever. I said, you're in deep doo-doo with me. So, as soon as I figure out where I put my iPad, because I had my iPad and now I don't know what I did with it. Oh, yeah, it's missing. It's somewhere around here. I know it's here. I just don't remember where I put it. So I told him, I said, but you can't, delete anything off of it because there's stuff on there that I need. I said, I still have cross stitch charts on there that, I just haven't moved. And I said, but it's not, you're not going to claim this as yours. It's mine. Plain and simple. And he just looked at me and he's like, but I don't want to use your stuff. Okay. Why not? I mean, it's, it's the same thing as, I don't know. So he's kind of, and I know y'all gonna say, well, he needs a job, because I hear that all the time every time I talk about it. Yes, I know he needs a job. He knows he needs a job. He's busting his butt. He's really, really trying, and he's starting to feel defeated because, he's still in high school, and it's hard for him because a lot of places around here, if you don't have work experience, they're not going to hire you. And with him being right out of high school and, getting ready to be right out of high school, it's hard. And last night he came home. He had gone to GameStop to return a game that he bought that he didn't want. He realized, he thought it was the one he wanted, and he realized that it wasn't. And, he went to play it and the wrong disc, and yeah. So, and I told him, I said, well, why are you going to return it? Why not just get the right game? And he says, no. Okay, whatever. So when he was there, he has a friend that he goes to school with, that works there. And, him and his friend were talking. So I guess somewhere along the line, they talked to the manager, and I'm assuming they did this yesterday, because he went over there around 1 o'clock and he went and applied at some places at the mall, and his friend told him that he could take him home, but his friend didn't get off till 6 o'clock. And Justin was kind of like, Mom's gonna kill me. And I told him, I said, no. I said, you've told me what's going on, so it's no big deal. So he did that. And so he was talking to the manager at GameStop where his friend works, and the manager told him that he had no problem with him applying, but Justin needs a resume. So um, I told him that if it wasn't tonight, I doubt it will be tonight, because yeah, I'm just gonna, yeah, it's one of those things, guys. So yeah, I mean, it's not that I don't want to help him. It's I don't know about everybody else, but after everything that I do during the day, sometimes I just like to sit in peace by myself and not be bothered. And he sometimes he forgets that. But I told him that we would sit down, and I would show him how to do it. And I said, but the only problem is I don't have a way for you to print it out. I don't have a printer. I need to get a printer, because yeah, I need to get a printer for things like that and for other things. And he kind of just looked at me. He's like, well, that just sucks. And he said, well, what about the one that's in your closet? I have a printer, but I don't have the USB cord and the whatever it's called, the AV outlet plug, whatever that goes to, yeah, that thing, to go into the printer. And I've looked on Amazon, and well, I've not had any luck in finding one. So I told him, that I would ask, my best friend Becky, if she would, you know, I'll ask her to see if she'll print it out when the time comes. And he was like, okay. And I said, but, and then again, I told him, I said, but nowadays, you can do that stuff online. I can sit here and print it up on, the laptop, desktop, wherever, and you can, send it as an attachment into the, on the application on their site. Oh, I don't know how to do all that. I'm like, well, Mommy will show you. It's not that hard. And so, yeah, he's having a time. He's being positive about it, but he's just kind of like, I want a job, blah blah blah. And then when he thinks he's going to get, when he thinks that he's got a possibility, and then, oh well, we're not interested, or you don't have the experience that's needed, or what have you, he starts feeling all down about himself, and he doesn't like it. So, and of course, then he comes home and he gets irritable, and sometimes he'll lash out at me, but and I get it, because I fully understand where he's coming from. I've felt that way before too. So it's, he has his moments when it comes to that. So, and of course, they were like, well, what are we going to, what about Christmas? And I was like, what about it? He says, well, are we, going to have presents? And I said, yeah. And I said, but don't hold your breath for the stuff that you ask for. I said, and I'm not saying that to be mean. I said, but Mommy just can't afford all that stuff. There's just no way. And he was like, yeah, okay. So, I mean, he may sound like he doesn't care, and that, he could be, he may sound like Okay, whatever. But he gets it. And usually what I try to do, at Christmas time is get them, one thing that I know they really, really, really want. And then um, get them stuff that I know they need, like, clothes and um, underwear, stuff like that. And so it's kind of hard for him because he knows, he's an adult and he's not going to get to do all, he's not going to get to have, the fun stuff like he used to get when he was a kid. And I think that's another problem for him. So we'll see. He's just kind of having a time. But, and I think that's, and I think every child did. I know I did when I was that age. I hated it. I hated being, high school and not being able to have stuff like that because don't get me wrong and don't judge because I'm gonna tell you, I used to love Barbies. I loved my Barbies. I had the Barbie Dream House. I had, I had Barbies out the butt. And I played with them all the time when I was little. And of course, when I got older, and yeah, I didn't play with them as much. And my mother ended up getting rid of them. But, it was like I kind of, I didn't know how to act when I realized I wasn't getting um, lots of presents like I used to. So it was kind of, yeah. It kind of takes, it's a kind of a shock. And I don't want to say shock to your system, but it's kind of a shock when you get, 15, 16 years old and you realize, oh yeah, you're not a little kid anymore. So you can't get, Barbies and all that kind of crap. So yeah, it was just kind of, and I told him the same thing. And he was like, but you always get me like a game or something. I said, well, that's different. I said, you're not like your brother who gets Power Rangers or whatever when, you know, because he's younger. I said, it's just, you're not a kid anymore. And he's like, well, it's not fair. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I mean, no, I know it's not fair, but I mean, you're an adult now. So he's probably not going to like it because I'm going to get him, some underwear and stuff like that. And um, he doesn't know I'm doing this, but he likes the Axe body spray. So I'm going to get him some. And of course, knowing me or knowing him, he's going to probably open it and he's going to look at me and go, what, you think I stink? Because I have complained to him a couple of times that, he needs to, take care of his body and so forth because he doesn't always do that. Sometimes he'll go, you know, 3 or 4 days before he takes a bath and I get on him. I mean, he was raised better than that. And I've told him that. I said, look, dude, you were not raised to sit here and not have, take a shower for 3 or 4 days. I said, get your butt in that bath, in that shower. And he just looks at me half the time like, I don't want to. You're not going to sit here and be stinking. You smell like you slept with the dang rhinos. And he just looks at me like, where did that saying come from? I don't remember. I really don't. And so he's, that's, and Skylar did ask for a tablet, but I told him, I said, well, mommy has got you one thing. And I said, so you need to, be patient. I said, If you don't get it for Christmas, mommy will get it for your birthday. I'm not going to get him a very big tablet because, and this is not his fault. We have another tablet in this house. Actually, we have 3 tablets in this house. 2 of them are mine, and 1 is Sky's. And, well, when, the last time, well, I forget, it wasn't the last time they came in here. It was shortly after I got the tablet, the exterminators came in. Well, the tablet, I guess, fell off the chair or wherever it was. So when they were in here doing whatever, doing their, extermination or whatever, the exterminator stepped on it. I didn't know he stepped on it until after the fact. I had no clue. And so Skylar was sitting there trying to play a game, and okay, and he anyway, he looked at it and he says, "Mom, yeah, what's wrong, honey? The tablet's broken." "What do you mean the tablet's broken?" So he brought it to me. It was cracked. They stepped on it by accident. And, I went over and I told the manager, and I said, I'm not making a big deal about it. But I just want you to know that I know it was probably an accident, but they stepped on my tablet. I said, I don't expect payment. I don't expect y'all to, give me a new one. It's no big deal. It still works, so it's not a big deal. And, and the exterminator happened to come right in at that time. He says, "I'm so, so sorry." He says, "I didn't even realize it was there." And I said, "That's okay." He says, "I realized after, and, you weren't home, so I couldn't very well, I couldn't say anything." And I said, "That's no big deal." I said, "It's not that bad that he can't, that he can't use it. It's not, you know, it's not like it doesn't work. I mean, it does work, so it's not, you know, anything, I can, sit here and say, okay, well, you have to, I'm going to make you, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that type of person. So, and me and this canvas are going to freaking fight today. I'm telling you, sorry guys, my canvas wants to be funny today. And I'm trying to anchor it somewhere. And it's not cooperating. I give up. It's not going to cooperate with me. I can see that now. Maybe I can get it to do it. We're going to pray. We're going to pray. Yeah. Sorry. So, yeah. So he's, and of course that just fell. All right. You know what? I'm going to do it this way. Where's my clips? I'm going to try to keep this on here. I got these clips when my dad gave me this, tablet, or not tablet, light pad, and I should have known that I could have used that, but I didn't think about it. So, So, yeah, so I just, I'm not stressing about it, and I told them I'm not stressed about it. I said it's no big deal. So, I promised Skylar I'd get him one. I'm trying to find him one that, is not expensive. Of course, nowadays, tablets are expensive. So, I'm going to look around. I might wait until, the, after Christmas when they have all the big sales. I might look and see then. But until then, I told him, I said, if your tablet still works, just use it and, we'll see. And of course, he wasn't happy with me about that. So, but I want a new one, Mommy. Okay. Because I think part of the other thing is that it's running slow and It's, yeah, and of course him, he downloads a lot of games because he's one of these ones that like to play games. And he also has, Kindle on there that he has books that he can read. And so, yeah, he's just kind of, I was going to buy him one of those Kindles, for his birthday that he could, have for his books. But then again, on the other hand, I knew if I did that, he'd want to use it for, you know, his games. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to get him. I'm just going to look around and see what I can find that's, reasonable and not, going to break me because, yeah, it's just, it's really, really Christmas. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Christmas, but this time of the year when you're trying to figure out what you're going to get your kids and, knowing, okay, well, it's tight money wise anyway. It's it's an experience, trust me. But, they complain, but then again, they try to um they know. So it's that thing. So it's yeah. And of course, with the week that they kind of had last week with them being, all kind of out of sorts and stuff and between, all that and then Skylar coming home with a swollen eye from one of his friends that accidentally elbowed him and I'm ready for a vacation, I'm telling you, because oh my gosh, I could just scream sometimes, but no, yeah, it's been interesting. And of course, Miranda's having problems with her boyfriend, and I told him, I don't know if I don't know if he realizes that he does it, but he doesn't like. I don't know if that. I don't even know if that's the word I want to put to it, but he she left here. She came home from his house, and then the next day at like I don't know 5 or 6 o'clock, she left here to go with her friend, my best friend's daughter, to I forget where they went, but anyway, it was Annapolis, so they went to Annapolis, and then in the meantime, he's upset with her because she left, and she was upset, but she didn't tell him why. And I don't usually get involved in my kids' lives like that. I tried with my daughter Ariel and it didn't work because she flat out told me to stay out of it. Miranda is different and it's hard to explain, but she, yeah, she's 22. She's not a confrontational person. Never has been. And so when, he started yelling and cussing at her on the phone, I was like, no. So, and of course, he calls me. Actually, he came over here. And, he's telling me that, he's going off on and on and on and on. And he's yelling and screaming. I turned around and told him, I said, you're not going to yell and scream at me in my house. You can forget that. So, and I told him how I felt. I said, look, maybe it's me, but this is the way I see. And I can see, and I don't think you're reacting the way you should be, or I think you're wrong for reacting the way you should be just because. And, well, so I don't know. So I just told both of them, I'm going to stay out of it. Y'all fight it out amongst yourselves. I'm too old for this mess, and you figure it out. And I point blank looked at him. I said, but you need to apologize to her. I said, because you're not going to talk down to her like that and think you're going to get away with it, because if she didn't say something, I sure as heck was. So, yeah. And he ain't like that. So, it just, yeah. But anyway, so, and, and I said earlier that Skylar had come home with a swollen eye on Thursday, and come to find out, he was, somebody elbowed him as they were turning around, and his poor little eye, it wasn't black and blue, thank goodness, because I would have totally just like freaked out about that. But it wasn't black and blue. He didn't tell me at first, which I think is kind of, odd. That's not the first time that he's, not told me something when something had happened. And he came out to me, and I looked at him. I was making dinner, and I looked at him, and I said, Bubba, I said, why is your eye swollen? Oh, I got elbowed in gym. Okay. Was it an accident? Yeah, he didn't mean it. And, the teacher knows that he didn't mean it because the teacher watched him. Okay. So, I went and got an ice pack. I'm okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot. I need to pause, guys. I got somebody at my door. Hang on for just a second. Okay. Sorry about that. Um, they were they were trying to sell something. So, anyway, so I kind of asked him. So he says, well, my teacher knows. Okay. I said, what about the gym teacher? She's the one who sent me to nurse, Mommy. Okay. So he's been kind of off anyway. I don't know, if it's, due to wanting to be home, because Christmas is coming. What? I don't know. And he's not been wanting to get up and go to school. Last Monday, he just didn't want to go. He sat here and cried and, flipped and flopped around. And I told him, I said, what is your issue? I don't want to go. Okay. So he didn't want to go Friday because, he was worried that somebody was going to say something about his eye. But he also wanted to go because he knew that he had that he had a field trip. They went to see a play. Now, mind you, could he tell me what the play was called? No. Could he tell me what it was about? No. I don't know if it's because, he kind of fell asleep. I don't know. All I know is that he told me it was boring. Okay. I said, well, what kind of play was it? I think it was a Christmas play. Okay, and you found that boring? Really? I just laughed. Okay. So, yeah, it's, I think it's just, it's close to Christmas. They don't want to be in school. They want to, stay home. I mean, like this morning, Justin texted me. I don't want to be here. Or no, I knew I should have stayed home. Why? I don't want to be here. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't go and get him. So, I could tell he was off. And not only that, he was running late this morning. He got upset because, I woke him up. I get him up every morning at 6. And if he's not up by, 6:30 or so, I'll go back in there. And this morning, I knew he was kind of up, but it was like he just didn't want to get out of the bed, I guess. I don't know. And I told him, I said, Justin, it's 6:30. Let's go. So I thought he got up. So I thought, well, he hasn't come out here yet. So I went into his room and it was like, quarter of. And he has to leave here by 7 to be out the door and go to be ready for the bus. Because the bus comes like, 7:15 or something. And he sat up and he looked at me and he says, okay, well, I thought he got up at that point. Well, next thing I know, he comes out into the living room. He's stomping and he's huffing and he's puffing. I said, what is your problem? Thank you for waking me up, Mom. You didn't tell me it was 7 o'clock. Well, dude, yes, I did. I told you when I came in there, it was 10 minutes up, that you needed to get up and get going. Well, I'm going to miss the bus. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I thought, okay, you know what? And of course, then, an hour later, he texts me, I should have stayed home. I'm sorry. I don't know what else you want me to do, because I haven't heard from him anymore today. So I'm praying that they both get out of their attitude. Skylar was crying this morning, didn't want to go to school this morning. Just, he was just not a happy camper. And I mean, he was crying. I mean, these weren't crocodile tears. I mean, these were tears. So I'm, and usually I don't worry about it because, he'll come home after school and he'll be in a good mood. And, so I'm just kind of, excuse me, I'm just kind of hoping that, he's okay. No, which I know he is. But, I just don't like when he does that, because then I feel bad when he goes to school like that. So we'll see. He's kind of, and of course, I had to watch him because if you guys know, my window is just like, over that way. And I was standing at the window and I watched him. I watched him go to school and I told him, I said, I'll watch you. I said, it's not, Mommy will make sure you, I'll watch you go in. He's like, okay. And he was still crying, blubbering. And I felt bad. I mean, I always do. But, he went. So I'm hoping, when 3:15, 3:30 gets here, he should be okay. Because poor thing, he just... And I think everybody needs the break. I know I do. I just need a vacation period because, oh, this is just everything. Stress, everything. Christmas, Christmas stress. I hate when it happens. I hate it because it just really, really bothers me. So we'll see. We shall see what happens. But I mean, we found Disney Plus. Thank goodness somebody was there's a couple people that I was listening to and talked to on Facebook, and not only that, I saw the commercial for it on TV, and so I went ahead and I thought, you know what, this will be something that Sky and I can do. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, why am I not involving the other ones? Because they've grown up. They don't, now that they're, older, and, they just don't, they don't like, very rarely will they come and watch something. And I used to have, um, one day a night, like, on Friday nights or something, it would be movie night where we would sit and watch a movie or movies. And, you know, they enjoyed that. Well, as they got older, we kind of just, fell out of it. And Skylar wanted to do it. So I thought, you know what? This is the perfect time. He likes Disney movies. There's some movies on there that he likes. So we went through them all, and he's excited. So this coming Friday night, he and I are going to sit down and watch a movie. So he says, and I said, but it has to be something that you and I will watch together that we both agree upon. I said, because mommy doesn't always like what you pick. And he's like, okay. So I'm thinking, and I told him the same thing this morning again. I said, we're going to have some, me time this weekend, and you and mommy can, you know, okay. And it's still blubbering. So it just, but I'm pretty sure he'll be okay when he walks in the door. He always is. And he always comes in and he's smiling, and sometimes he's got that grin on his face, and yeah. So, yeah, yeah. And it's all about that. So, it's just, I hate to say this, and it's not even here yet, but I'm really, really, I'll be glad when Christmas is done. Because it's not, I'll just be glad when it's done and over with. Because I'm ready for it to be done. I'm just, I can't deal. There are times I can't, and especially when they come home and tell me about all these presents that their friends are getting, and then they get upset because they can't get the same present, and it makes me feel bad because, but I get out of it, and they know mommy does the best she can. So, but that's really all that's happened this week. I feel like, um, I will be doing a live on Wednesday for those of you that cross stitch also. It will be a cross stitch live, basically a tutorial kind of thing on how to start cross stitching. And I have listed, I will tell you what, the supplies that you're going to need is one color of floss. It can be, red, any color you want. Fabric, cross stitch fabric that you need. A needle. And I think that's it. And the pattern, but I don't have the pattern here. I mean, I don't have a link to it. Um, I will get a link and I will post it tomorrow in my floss tube video. And so watch for that in the floss tube video in the description box. And I will be starting that. Hopefully I can get my OBS to work so that you guys can, watch me do this while I'm sitting here talking to you, face to face. So, but other than that, and that's at 1 p.m. Eastern time, my time. I'm in Maryland, so I'm on the West Coast, so it's my time. So that's that will be happening. I'm also I haven't forgotten, I haven't gotten rid of the color with me's. It's just been a while. I just haven't had the motivation to color. I'm going to bring those back. And also, I'm still going to keep up regular Stitch with Me videos that I, record and, run my mouth and all sorts of wonderful things. So, that will, I'm not changing anything, guys. I'm just adding. I know you guys think, okay, why is she adding all this mess and so forth. But those of you that, are diamond painters that subscribe to me in the last year, I was on floss too. I swear I started. And then I came over and started diamond painting. But, I'm not going to stop doing both. I love both. And let me tell you. And I usually sit in here and, sometimes in the morning, it all depends. When they're at school and like now, when I'm either recording a video or I'm just, wanting to work on something, I'll sit here and diamond paint. So, and I think that's all. I'm trying to remember if there's something else. But no, that's it. So that's it. I'm done. So I want everyone to have a great week. I hope you all have a great week. And I will see you all next time. And until then, make every day a crafty one.